appreciate you being here. Why don't we go ahead and start, and you describe your business for me?
Well, it's a full-service florist. I do whatever. I do fruit baskets, to flowers, to sometimes even do sashes. Some people call me, can I have a sash that says something stupid on it, like Miss Paulsboro? So I'll do it. Take whatever I can get.
So Paulsboro is where?
Yes, Paulsboro is where my store is.
Your store is called?
Magnolia Blossom.
It's okay. We'll let it go. Okay. Well, can you tell me how Magnolia Blossom came about and how you started running it?
Well, I worked for the guys that had this, and they wanted to sell it. And I went to school for civil engineering. Not really my thing. Kind of stopped going. So I figured, why not? So I ended up buying it from them. And that was 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago. And
So
here we are.
You went to school for something else, but
yep.
You had, the notion of owning your own business? Is that what you really wanted?
No, I always wanted to be an aeronautical engineer in high school. Took all the classes. Then I went to Gloucester County College. Clearly they don't have an aeronautical engineer class. So I did civil engineering, but I just didn't like it. I don't like school. It's not really my thing. And then I just kind of got involved with this, and I started to like this, and I eventually wanted to have my own place. So I got a job here, and I just happened to want to sell it, so I bought it.
So good timing, pretty much.
Yeah.
What are some qualities or characteristics that you think are needed for someone to own a business, a small business?
Well, diligence, number one, most important. If you don't have diligence, you don't have anything, because you're your own boss, so you have nobody to answer to, so It's so hard. You have to have a lot of self-discipline, which I don't really have, so it's hard. You gotta have a lot of self-discipline, because otherwise, if you don't get up in the morning, there's nobody to yell at you. You can't get in trouble, you can't get fired.
Right.
You just lose customers.
So it's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, a lot. You really gotta keep on top of yourself at all times. Right. If you don't, you just slip away and your business suffers for it.
Right. Okay. You touched on what you actually make arrangement-wise. So what would be your, some of your favorite arrangements to make and some of your least favorite? Start with your favorite for me.
Well, I like to do modern stuff, not old-fashioned stuff. I can't really do it in Paulsboro because it's like an old-fashioned town, but when I do get the chance to do it, I like doing that. Like wedding work, you can do a lot of modern stuff. And funerals, I don't really like to do because, not so much because they're sad, but they're just old-fashioned. All the work's old-fashioned. It's kind of boring. It's like cookie cutter stuff. Everything's the same. It's like an assembly line. It's boring.
Right. What would you say your most challenging event you had to arrange for would be?
That would be Zach's funeral, which was a couple of weeks ago, my cousin, and I had to make all his flowers. That was probably the most challenging thing I've ever had to do.
If you can you maybe describe the feeling more, making flowers for someone close to you?
It was kind of draining. It was real draining. When the day was over, I was just drained. I was physically drained from just standing all day and doing everything. I was emotionally drained from doing it, and I was just mentally drained. You're just really, really draining. Kind of, by the end of the day, you're just like a zombie.
Yeah.
Not great. Not a great time.
No, I would imagine not. What has helped you? What has helped you through? I mean, relating to work-wise, do you maybe take more pride in your work now, or do you view things differently now that this has happened to you? Funeral-wise, or?
As far as my store goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I know. Somebody told me Zach always looked up to me because I did what I love to do. So I feel like now I'm more obligated to make this work for Zach, not so much for myself anymore.
Right.
So it's changed in that way.
Only to add on to the full responsibility, but business.
Yeah, but it's harder for me to do things for myself. It's easier for me to do things for other people. So I think it's better. I think it's a good thing, you know?
Right. Maybe take the good out of, what happens.
Yeah, you know.
Build it from there. Very cool. Okay. So, to change the subject, small business in a hard economy. What are some struggles you see?
Every struggle that there is.
Small business and no, not every struggle.
Yeah, it's hard. There's tons of struggles. It's just hard in every way. People don't spend as much. At first, you saw people would come in and they'd spend less. They would buy smaller things. But now you're starting to see it. And I don't care what anybody says. I mean, I don't know if I don't know per se if the economy's worse than it was when they said it was real bad, but I know for businesses it's worse now than it was because businesses really stopped, basically. Not a lot of people order flowers anymore. I know it's not just me. I talk to other people, and I know it's not just my business. It's a lot of businesses. People aren't really spending a lot of money anymore. If they can do it themselves, they do it.
Right. Being so young and having your own business, do you see your business growing, or has it reached its potential already?
It definitely hasn't reached its potential. I don't know. Business is bad right now. I don't know what I'm going to do. My lease is coming up soon, so we'll see what happens with that. But if I can make it work, if I can get through Christmas, we'll see how Christmas does. If I can get through that and that's good, then I can keep going. If not, probably just close it. It's bad that I'm not in the right location, and I don't have money to move, you know what I mean? So if I close this, I mean, I own everything in here, so I think I might see what I can do, run it out of my house for a while, see if it works, kind of freelance wedding work and stuff, see what happens. There's no rent, so there's way less bills. The only bills I have are the bills that come in when I buy flowers. That's it.
Right.
Compared to here, all my expenses, it's tough.
You
I have to have insurance here. I have to have everything.
Right. You said your lease is coming up.
My lease is actually already up, but
Really?
I negotiated with my landlord to pay monthly till January. So I'm going to see how I go through January and see how it goes, because the florist down the street just closed. So if I see a difference from them come in, then hopefully I can keep going, try to make it work, and eventually, if I had enough money, I'd try to move somewhere else. I don't want to be here. Not somewhere far, maybe somewhere I could keep the same customers,
Right.
but
Maybe better.
not this town. It's a dead town.
Okay. That's it. I
All
really
right.
appreciate you answering my questions.
No problem.